And welcome to another edition of the Brass, SeanzViewEnt Entertainment on YouTube.com. Please make sure to like this video, subscribe, and please go check out the 3 to 4 videos previous to this one, especially my Raw review where I broke down Raw hour by hour and gave an hourly review because Raw was 3 hours. My Patreon is in the link of the description of this video. Also in the comment section if you want to support YouTube becoming my full-time job with huge news as it concerns Vince McMahon already souring on a certain tag team. And no, we're not talking about the New Day. And why are there struggles and why is Raw declining? What will the WWE do to fix it? Remember to share this video on Twitter and Facebook and stay tuned for more updates here on SeanzViewEnt Entertainment. And if you enjoy this kind of format, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get right into it. According to DWN, ladies and gentlemen, WWE continues to tease dissension between Cesaro and Sheamus, but Vince McMahon hasn't made up his mind whether or not to keep them together or break them up. Are you kidding me? I'm going to get back to that story in a little bit. WWE producers are struggling with the lack of depth on Raw, which is one of the reasons it feels like the same matches are repeated over and over again. One example is Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns and Chris Jericho continuing to work with one another. They just don't have a lot of depth at the top of the card. Well, once again, ladies and gentlemen, that just goes to show you another reason why the draft, quite frankly, isn't working out and it isn't paying dividends in the long run. Now I'm going to jump right back into that, but let's just jump right back into this whole Cesaro-Sheamus thing. The only way I would see Cesaro and Sheamus breaking up and it would be beneficial is if they are added to the WWE Universal Championship, because you know what? How many times have we seen Seth Rollins in the main event? How many times are we going to continue to see, Kevin Owens roll around and with that WWE Universal Championship? I mean, there is definitely a huge roster depth problem on Monday Night Raw, but they should have addressed this and they should have looked into this way before they did the WWE draft. And obviously, SmackDown has continued to build talent. WWE has to rely on past-timers, on part-timers. They have to rely on Goldbergs and Brock Lesnar. The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels are coming back. Not that I have a problem with seeing The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, but they're not going to be there on a consistent basis. Now is the time to bring up guys from NXT, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode. Now is the time, and you know what, I really, as much as the Cruiserweight division may, be growing on some people, I am not a big fan of it, and there are just some superstars that are not being used or utilized. In my opinion, last night on Monday Night Raw, they should have switched directions, they should have switched pace, but instead they kept going in the direction. So how is the WWE going to fix this problem? What is the WWE going to do to, right the wrongs here, because there is a lot of things wrong with Monday Night Raw, and I guarantee you the ratings are going to signify and show that. And, WWE producers are struggling with the lack of depth on Raw. And once again, this isn't just a producer problem. This isn't just a creative problem. This is a draft problem. But over on SmackDown, they are handling things just fine. SmackDown is doing everything in their power to make sure that they utilize their talent and story. And that's another thing that Raw is missing. Maybe that's why they can't come up with anything creative or compelling, because quite frankly, the storytelling on Monday Night Raw is very mediocre, and that's why they have match after match. And this has been a theme for the last several years now, and now the WWE has to switch up scenarios and choices. And you know what? Maybe it's time that they just have Raw stars go on SmackDown, SmackDown goes on Raw. I mean, if Raw is ever going to improve, if Raw is ever going to get better, because I've noticed that Raw has actually went down the drains ever since this draft. Raw has definitely not benefited. SmackDown's even beating Raw in the ratings. That's how bad Monday Night Raw has. And last night's Raw, you thought it was going to start off with a big bang. It was going to be a new slate. It was going to be a fresh start. But instead, it was the same old things. And like I said, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. WWE switching plans on the fly. They're not knowing what they're going to do. So we're just going to give you the same match over and over. And then we're going to give you Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns again, even though we're going to see it at the Royal Rumble. And then Mick Foley keeps fumbling over his words. There's just so many problems and issues with Monday Night Raw. This is not the kind of Raw that I'm used to. I mean, you go back to the Ruthless Aggression era Raw. You go back to the Attitude era Raw. Hell, Raw was better in 93 and 94 than what we're getting right now. So viewers and subscribers, your comments, your opinions, please share this video on Facebook and Twitter. My social media links are in the description of the video. Please support my Patreon and YouTube becoming my full-time job. And that's about all. So, do you agree with Sheamus and Cesaro splitting up? And if Cesaro and Sheamus do split up, are they going to get lost in the shuffle? Are they going to be underutilized? Are they going to be underappreciated? I thought WWE finally had something good going. These guys were red hot, and now they want to break them up. Once again, as long as it signifies a huge singles push for Cesaro, well then yeah, break them up. But then where do the tag team titles go then? Back to the New Day? Your comments, your opinion, stay tuned. Please check out the 4 videos previous to this one, especially my Raw reviews.